Nestled in the lush hills overlooking Lake Albano, just a short distance from Rome, the small town of Castel Gandolfo has been the home to the Pope's summer residence for 400 years. The tradition began with Pope Urban VIII, who established the practice of leaving Rome during the oppressive summer heat for the cooler hills above the city.
It is a beautiful anniversary. Historians recount that the first time Pope Urban VIII arrived here, cannon salutes fired at dawn in Rome to announce on May 10, 1626, his journey. A procession of carriages followed the pontiff in what later came to be known as the papal train, at a time when the train was still far from being invented.
As the Pope approached Castel Gandolfo, the townspeople and the local priors, seeing the large cloud of dust approaching in the distance, would begin firing small ceremonial fireworks as a sign of joy to welcome the Holy Father.
After the fall of the Papal States in 1870 and the annexation of the Papal territories by the newly unified Kingdom of Italy, the papal residence remained vacant and neglected for more than 60 years.
The Barberini villa had not yet been acquired. Everything was in a state of abandonment. Only Cardinal Marie Duval, the Secretary of State of Pope Pius X, came to the palace 2 or 3 times. But the popes did not return until the time of Pius XI.
Everything changed with the Lateran Pacts of 1929, which granted the papal residence extraterritorial status under the Holy See. Today, the 55-hectare estate stands on the site of the ancient villa of the Emperor Domitian, chosen for its unique microclimate, a rare blend of natural, historical, and environmental heritage. It is also now the heart of an ecological project launched in 2023 by Pope Francis, the Borgo Laudato Si, inspired by his 2015 encyclical Laudato Si. This green area has since become a weekly place of refuge for Pope Leo, who spends his time here playing tennis, swimming, and riding horses. And he's not the first one to do so.
Pope Leo does like all his predecessors, including Urban VIII, who traveled on horseback, but also Clement XIV, Ganganelli. They also rode on horseback. Inside the palace, there are tapestries that bear witness to this.
In 2016, Pope Francis transformed the Apostolic Palace into a museum, which is why, during the first year of his pontificate, Pope Leo XIV stayed at the Villa Barberini. Dozens of local families have lived here for generations, serving as custodians of invaluable memories of the popes.
It is they who, in a sense, also enrich us and communicate this relationship with the various pontiffs. For example, John XXIII. He would enter homes, lift the lids off the pots, and go into the kitchen to see whether the family was in need or not, whether they could feed all the members of their household, and if not, he would personally help them.
Thanks to accounts of everyday life, we gain insight into the Pope's daily routines and the way they related to and cared for the town. Every place has its own story to tell.
We have always lived alongside the popes. Just think that, during the time of Pope Clement XI Albani, the people of Castel Gandolfo were regarded almost as members of the Pope's own household. There was even a special statute governing Castel Gandolfo, which remained in force until the Law of Guarantees. Under this arrangement, the townspeople were subject not only to the ordinary civil authorities, but also to the major domo of the Apostolic Palace.
Castel Gandolfo is not just a historic residence. It has always been an oasis of prayer, reflection, and work as well. Here, popes have come to rest, write, and seek the silence needed to govern the Church.
St. John Paul II used to call this place the Second Vatican, because this is where a lot of the things happen also. It's not just that he comes here for rest. That's also, I think, a narrative that needs to be expanded on. The Pope didn't just come here to rest. Most of the summers throughout history, at least for the last 100 years, the Vicar of Christ, the successor of Peter, comes here. Yes, he does rest, but he also comes and invites experts to be able to prepare church documents in these very grounds.
For 400 years, the papal summer residence in Castel Gandolfo has watched over the hills above Rome. Its walls, history, and beauty continue to tell the story of the papacy and the Church.